All right, let's just jump right in. When you think about a website, what's the first thing that pops into your head? A page? Maybe a link? Well, we've got to think bigger than that. See, a website isn't just a page on the internet. It's the digital home for your brand, your business, your big idea. It's the place everyone comes to visit you online.
And first impressions in this digital home, they are everything. Get this, a staggering 75% of people will judge your company's credibility based purely on how your website looks. That's 3 out of every 4 visitors making a snap judgment, before they even read a single word. It's huge.
So that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? What kind of impression is your digital home making? Is it welcoming, super easy to get around, impressive? Or is it kind of cluttered, confusing, maybe even turning people away right at the front door? Let's walk through how to build one that really, truly shines.
Every great home, and I mean every single one, starts with a solid blueprint. And when it comes to web design, that blueprint isn't about colors or fonts. Not yet, anyway. No, it's all about planning the journey for the people who are actually going to live in and visit this digital space, your users.
This blueprint has a name, User Experience, or UX for short. You can think of a UX designer as the architect of your digital house. Their entire job is to make sure every hallway leads somewhere logical, every room has a clear purpose, and nobody ever feels lost or frustrated. You want the whole journey to feel completely effortless.
And a core part of that is something called information architecture. There's this simple golden rule that guides it. Can a user find whatever they're looking for in 3 clicks or less? Seriously, trying to stick to this rule forces you to build logical, intuitive paths and stops you from accidentally creating a confusing maze for your visitors.
And a truly brilliant blueprint means the home is built for everyone. Accessibility isn't some optional add-on, it's absolutely foundational. This means building for things like screen readers, for people who only use a keyboard to navigate, and making sure you have proper color contrast. This doesn't just create a welcoming space, it opens your doors to the biggest possible audience. And bonus, it can even help you with your search engine rankings.
Okay, so we've got our solid blueprint in place. Now it's time for the fun part, the interior design. This is where we shift from pure structure to style. We're giving our digital home a distinct personality and making it a visually beautiful place to hang out.
And in here, every single visual choice sends a message. Just think about color theory. Using blue can build a sense of trust. Orange can create a feeling of urgency. The fonts you choose, your typography, give the brand a voice. Is it modern and clean, or maybe more traditional and elegant? And just like in a well-designed room, white space is your best friend. It cuts down on the clutter and helps guide the eye to what's most important. So, what about adding, say, a home theater system? Because that's kind of what video can be for your site. The data shows that using video can increase the time users spend on your page by a massive 88%. But, and this is a big but, it has to be optimized. A slow-loading video is like a fancy feature that keeps tripping the circuit breaker. It just does more harm than good.
All right, let's head down to the construction phase. Because a beautiful design means nothing if the walls are crumbling, right? The technical foundation, all the code, the server, the performance, that's the invisible structure that holds everything together and makes it all work.
Now, one of the first big construction choices you'll make is whether to build a static or a dynamic site. Think of a static site like a prefabricated home. Its pages are built ahead of time, which makes it incredibly fast and secure. It's perfect for things like a portfolio or a simple blog. A dynamic site, on the other hand, is more like a smart home. It pulls content from a database in real time, which is ideal for e-commerce sites or social media, where things are constantly changing.
Now, no matter which type you choose, there is one technical factor that is absolutely 100% non-negotiable: speed. 53% of mobile users will just leave a page if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. 3 seconds. That's it. That's basically the digital version of a door that's stuck shut. People just give up and go somewhere else.
So how do we make our digital home lightning fast? Well, it comes down to some essential utility work. We compress images to shrink their file size without losing quality. We minify code, which means stripping out every unnecessary character to make it lighter. We use things called content delivery networks, or CDNs, which bring the content physically closer to the user. And we use lazy loading, so images only pop up when you scroll to them. Every one of these steps shaves off critical milliseconds.
So, the house is built, the paint is dry, the lights are on, but guess what? The work is not over. Not even close. We're now moving into the final phases, the grand opening or launch, and then the crucial ongoing maintenance that keeps your home in perfect shape.
So let's quickly recap the journey we just took. We started with discovery and planning. That was our blueprint. Then we moved to design and prototyping, our interior decor. Then came development and testing, the actual construction. And only after all those steps are done do we get to the grand opening, the launch. You see, it's a structured, methodical process for a very good reason.
And just like a real house, a website needs upkeep. I mean, you wouldn't let your roof leak or your security system fail, would you? The same exact thing goes for your digital home. Regular software updates patch up vulnerabilities, security monitoring watches for intruders, performance checks make sure it stays fast, and consistent backups, well, that's your insurance policy in case anything goes wrong.
So, in the end, web design isn't just art, and it isn't just code. This quote really nails it. It's the strategic fusion of creativity, technology, and strategy, all working together for one purpose: to create websites that engage users and drive growth.
So, what are the big things to remember here? First, great design builds credibility and trust, just instantly. Second, the user's journey has to come first, always. That's the heart of UX. Third, your visuals are what create a memorable personality for your brand. And finally, technical performance is completely non-negotiable. Putting it all together means you have to treat your website not as a one-time project, but as a living, breathing home that needs continuous care and improvement.
And that leaves us with one final thought. The digital world is always changing. New technologies, new user expectations, they're emerging all the time. So take a good, honest look at your own digital home and ask yourself, is it just built for today, or is it truly built for tomorrow?